Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Rio's Life. I'm gonna open up some windows here to get some nice natural sunlight. I'm inside the tiny house. I know it's been a minute since we have posted a video. Life has been really crazy. Yeah, it's been a minute. So since our last video, a lot of stuff has kind of transpired. The entire house was sick during Thanksgiving. Kohan was the worst off with like respiratory issues. He had a fever. So we were pretty much nursing him back to health on Thanksgiving while trying to cook. But we were able to still have a really nice Thanksgiving. I always say every year I'm not going to cook a lot, but I end up always cooking a lot. I feel like I did good this year with the amount of food that I cooked because like day 2 going into day 3, we didn't really have many leftovers left. So I don't really feel like a lot of food was wasted. So yeah, it was really nice. I cooked, the typical Southern Thanksgiving meal that Mario and I both grew up on. Cornbread dressing. This year we did a turkey. We've never done a turkey. So that was really exciting. And it came out really good. It was like more of like a Cajun, I would say garlic. It was really kind of a fusion between Cajun and let's say Asian, but I want to be more specific. Chinese almost, like dressing that I kind of put together. So that was really good. And then collard greens, which I'm the only person in the house to eat collard greens, but they were delicious. And then also we did mac and cheese, cornbread, just, your typical Southern Thanksgiving items. So that went really nice. So other than that, I am trying to get over a cold. As you can tell, I'm kind of talking really nasally, but I have bad allergies anyway, but I have really been trying to get over this whatever is going on. But there's definitely something going on with everyone because everyone I talk to, they've either just catching the flu or COVID or just a cold, or they're getting over something. So especially if you have kids. But yeah, so we're in the tiny house right now. Mario is doing his usual vacuuming and cleaning and all that stuff, touching up some stuff. But in the last video, which I'll post up top, if you guys have never seen the full tour of the tiny house, which I might do another quick tour before we end this video. But we typically open the space up to emergency or first responders, like emergency. I mean, it's kind of very similar and the same, but nurses, doctors, Mario's vacuuming. So hopefully you guys can hear me, but we had a nurse in here. She was here for about 3 months, Mario?
Yeah, 3 months.
About 3 months, and she recently left us. That's the thing. Sometimes you meet these people that come through and you kind of, to some extent, some people just like we don't ever really cross paths, but some people we kind of grow a connection to. There was one lady that stayed like a year ago, stayed in the studio, and she was from Ukraine, and we really kind of grew a connection with her. And then when the war broke out, we kind of maintained our connection and just kind of check in on each other. But she's kind of one of those examples of like really having a really nice tenant that like it's not just, hey, I'm giving you a place to stay. A lot of times these are really good people. And again, like we don't require that, but like we have a whole other part of the property that we occupy and we live. So like a lot of times we really never cross paths with a lot of people, but sometimes we do. If you see a lot of the marketing with Airbnb, they really try to like tap into that. Oh, this is not just this ordinary person. Oh, you can, connect with this person and go ice skating or whatever. But some people just don't want to do that. They don't want to. I mean, honestly, when Mario and I, we go and we stay in places in Airbnbs. We typically rent out the entire place, and we don't really want to. We just want to. Most times we're tired or we have our own agenda. We don't really want to cross paths a lot. So it's interesting to see that from the host perspective as well, and not just being a guest. But and that's just kind of with Airbnb. With longer term tenants, they're going to be here for a longer period, so you have more chances of crossing paths with folks. But yeah, she was here for 3 months, and we have another guy that's coming that's going to be staying with us for a little bit. And yeah, so other than being sick, having tenants come through, and we've just been busy, sick, and busy doing work. I've touched on Good Dirt, our functional beverage company. We will be announcing the really exciting news that we are going to be embarking on pretty soon, but it's just still too early to really kind of reveal that. But for sure, stay tuned regarding that. If you guys have not signed up for our email list, I'll be sure to link our storefront at the bottom of this video if you guys want to sign up. But if you're interested in learning more about the brand and about the products, for sure, definitely check us out on the link below. But it's really exciting, and we've been working like 10, 12-hour days bringing this partnership and this, without me revealing what it is, bringing this to light. And it's interesting to kind of see, as your brand starts to grow, all the things that play a part, all the people, not just the things, all the people who have helped us along the way and really play a part in us growing and developing the brand. So yeah, that's really exciting. So for sure, check us out in the link below to learn more about the products, to learn more about what we're doing. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do another quick tour of the tiny house. For those of you who have not seen it and don't want to go to the other tour video, I'm going to do a quick one here. So this is the kitchen. It's really an open space concept. We've been getting a ton of comments for you guys who are just scared of, taking it upon yourself to climb a ladder, which we understand some people do, some people don't. But some good information has come out of the last video where folks are like, hey, check out the spiral staircase, or check out these. Apparently they make these staircases where you can attach it to a loft setup, which I have to do more research on, but we're really interested in that concept. The only concern is how much space it might take up. As you can see here with the ladder, it's built in a way where the ladder actually slides, and it's pretty sturdy, but it actually slides. Yeah, you can pick it up and move it. So it's kind of, and then if I come back here, you can see when you move the ladder, it just opens up the space even more. So that was the thought process. So our concern is adding kind of a permanent staircase per se that,
you want to retain the opening.
Yeah, it might take up more space, but we haven't had any issues or any problems with tenants. They actually really love it. But I do appreciate that feedback, because it's just kind of giving us more ideas on how we can create the space and improve the space, especially as we start to take it upon ourselves to redo the area, which is coming soon, and we will be sure to document it. But we have a lot of ideas for redesigning the space, from furniture to decor, just in general. I have a lot of ideas, and this is just kind of what when we first built the tiny house. Everything you see here is what we've started out with. So it's definitely room for improvement. So if you guys have any ideas, be sure to comment, because I know you all will. We've moved this used to be, folks don't really use the back door all that much, but this here used to be over there.
Yeah, they moved it. I think they wanted more space over there, which I agree with. It helps you open up the wash and dry without having to move out of the way.
Okay, so Okay, so someone moved it, whatever. Tenants do it all the time, but it used to be over there. So maybe the person that's coming might actually want it near the door. Who knows? Maybe he wants to use the back door. This is the bathroom. Turn the light on. It's simple, clean. White tile. We did like a light gray tile on the floors. The window, you can't see in or out, but it still allows for you to really get that nice sunlight coming through the window. But we went with like a gold / like brass hardware throughout. So the bathroom is really spacious, and that was one of the things when we first built the tiny house. Oh yeah, that was one of the things that we really wanted to do when we built the tiny house. Was really, we wanted a nice spacious bathroom. A lot of tiny houses, you know, depending on the amount of space, the bathrooms are really small, and it was just something that we knew we wanted. We didn't want to skip out on in terms of space. We have just a standard size TV for folks to watch, and it's just a regular Fire TV, smart TV. You can actually even pull, I don't want to do it, but you can pull this out to kind of, like if you're in the kitchen, yeah, you can just, yeah, there we go. You could turn the TV, there we go. So say you're in the kitchen or you're eating here and you want the TV to kind of be faced that way, you could do that with this. Yeah, if you want to move any of the furniture. So the molecule, which we talked about, it wasn't plugged up in the last video, but it just, Mario loves these things. We have this one and the Mila in the other space in the studio, but it really creates, like, it gets rid of odor and just purifies the air. Yeah, so it's a nice...
Good air quality in any space you're renting is really important. A lot of places we've gone to, you get in there and you're like itching and scratching from allergies and stuff.
Yeah, there has been a few places.
We always maintain good air quality in all of our units because it's just something people don't think a lot about until they're having an issue with it.
Oh, someone in the last video had a really good idea about encasing the box spring here with like wood to kind of create a platform look. Whoever posted that, thank you, because that is definitely something we're considering doing. But we didn't really want the box spring to be all that thick, so we went with the thinnest one we could find. But because of that, it has been really hard trying to figure out what to do with it. So encasing it in like a platform, sort of wood sort of look, I think would be really nice. So thank you, whoever had that idea, because we're definitely gonna check that out. But this is the space up here, which is pretty open. This is a queen size bed. If you have any little knickknacks you want to put in the little basket, you can do so. I'm thinking of bringing like a armoire up here, like obviously one that's not that tall, but I think that would be nice. And a lot of times Mario just comes out here and works. I mean, I feel like that's the benefit of having like extra space in your house, whether that be a tiny house or a she shed, he shed, or whatever, just extra, or just an extra room or a basement in your home. It's just nice to have the extra space when you have a growing family.
And it's really, really quiet.
Oh yeah, it's really quiet because the insulation is just so...
Yeah, we put so much insulation in here that literally, unless there's something really, really loud happening, you're not going to notice it in here. And I think that's probably another reason why we get a lot of like traveling nurses and students, because in here, all you hear is like the whirring of the molecule, or the dehumidifier if you have it on, or the HVAC when it's hot or cold. But you can turn all this off, and it sounds like you're in silence.
Yeah, yeah. What would you say are some, because we talk a lot about like the great things about having an extra space, a tiny home. There was a period where we're kind of camping out back here. We've utilized it in many different ways, family visiting. So these are obviously the pros of having a tiny home. But what would you say would be some drawbacks?
Nothing specific to tiny homes, but just owning properties in general, maintenance. Having to maintain things. Things break all the time. Sometimes tenant break things. Sometimes the weather can break things here in Texas. You can have issues with your HVAC, electrical stuff. You always have to essentially be on call if you're renting out a space to someone. So just basic maintenance, upkeep, things like that.
Okay, yeah, I would say that as well. But I feel like in any place that you have, you got to worry about maintenance.
So I said it's not unique to
Yeah, it's
tiny
not just
houses.
unique to tiny homes.
It's more about like owning a property that you're actually monetizing for others. You want to make sure it's a good experience. You want to make sure you have the right appliances.
For sure.
Like a lot of thought goes into making the space available.
And that's how we, with any space, like we really put a lot of thought and try to put ourselves in the spaces in terms of like things that we would want to see and want to experience. I guess like if you have a growing family, like I see a lot of tiny home videos where people, or van life videos where people are traveling, living in their RVs or vans, or just like any space where it's confined. Obviously space is going to be also the drawback. Like we're a family of 3. I think we could fit in here pretty comfortably. Like maybe we have kind of a space down here, I would imagine, for Kohan, like a sleeping arrangement. Like if we had to live in the tiny house, we definitely could do it. But like beyond maybe a family of 3, I think it would be a little tight.
Yeah, nah.
The family of 4, look, if you had to make it work, you'll have to make it work. But
I think 2 adults and a kid would be about the right ratio if you were trying to maximize the space. For a tiny house, a lot of them are like 250, 240. And we thought about making one that small, but you would have had to give up full-size furnishings like a full-size refrigerator, a stackable washer and dryer. You wouldn't be able to put a stove in there because you'd have to condense that space down even further. So for us, we didn't want to give up on having full-size furnishings, so we thought that adding additional space, creating a loft, would be a better design than not.
Yeah, and I think your design is gonna definitely be key in terms of the space, like making it where it could work. Like you could have, even like I've seen some really small tiny houses, and they've developed it in such a way where like there's storage built in certain places. They've utilized modular furniture, things like that to really make the space work for them. So, any other drawbacks that you could think of with a tiny house?
No.
I guess one drawback of having a stationary tiny house is that you can't move with it. Like I've seen tiny houses where they're on wheels and like they can take their houses and park it almost like an RV. As long as like they have enough space. I wouldn't say just like RV because they're typically way bigger than RVs. But like, you know, if they can find land or a parent's backyard, they could move their tiny house. Whereas when it's stationary, you can't really pick it up and go. Sometimes I think about that. So speaking of maintenance, this vent
popped loose.
And
it's like the screw got stripped.
only thing I can think of is put an anchor
I don't know if I
in
have
the
it anymore.
hole and screw it. Yeah, anchor it down.
Some.
Something I can think of. I don't know if you can see it, but the screw is there. It is stripped out of the wall. So yeah, that's something I can think of. Let's just add an anchor to it and drill it into the anchor. So yeah, maintenance. So that's all I have for you all today. Mario, do you have anything else that you want to express or say or update the folks on?
Nope.
Yeah, we're going to get ready to go out and pick up our kid from school. They have half days on Friday, so we're going to go pick him up. But yeah, until next time, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.